One. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our marathon with Education 3000. And today, yes, we have a special guest. We are in India. And I apologize, sorry for you, but thank you for joining us. And we are with Mr. Arup Mukhopadhyay, and he is a Chief Executive Officer, Education Leader, and Consultant, and with many experience in many different countries with education and very nice view on the society and the new society. Dear Arup, would you like to present yourself? And then we start.
Well, thank you so much, Naomi. It's a great
Oh, thank you to
pleasure
you.
to have a chat with you. And it's indeed, it's a great occasion to be connected with your organization. And I really feel fortunate enough to do that. I'm basically working for the past 31 years in this field of education. My area is basically kindergarten, 2.5 years old of children to around 18 years old children. So we call it K-12 education. Sometimes back in 1990, I started my career teaching kindergarten children and grown up from a Montessori trained teacher to teach biology and human biology in Cambridge and International Baccalaureate, followed by heading the schools as a principal, then become the director and the chief executive officer.
So you got the all array, everything.
Thank you so much. So I'm in classroom teaching to heading schools, then designing curriculum, what way the people learn, how to teach, what to be taught, starting the teachers training program. And now in this, for the past 5 years, I am setting up various schools in different places. Around 6 schools I have started in India, Maldives, Tanzania, and I am working in some other countries as a consultant and advisor. My background is concerned, I am honors in zoology with a botany and chemistry and my post-graduation in environmental science and undergone a B.Ed from University of Calcutta. I've undergone a couple of training from Harvard Graduate School of Education and Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. That's all about me. And now I'll be happy to speak to you to answer your question and have a wonderful session ahead. I look forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. We are wondering, with all your background, what is the core of teaching? What teaching should be based on? And the question of the million, why do we teach?
Oh, wonderful. What teaching should be based on? See, I personally observe that even if somebody, okay, does not go to school at all, whether that person will not know anything? No. I know a lot of people. I know the great Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore. He has not gone to school.
Wow.
He founded a school.
Wow.
He wrote the national anthem of not one country, 2 countries. He inspired a 3rd national anthem of another country. He has not gone to school. He has not gone to formal school, what I mean. So, going to school and teaching learning has no relation. You learn from the nature. Learning is an automatic process. And the environment acts as a stimulant. It's a great stimuli to help somebody learn. But we, the adult, we, the parents, get little worried that whether our children will learn or not if we do not put some external forces. These external forces are school, examination, to speed up the learning process faster and making it little dangerous for the children. So, children would automatically learn from nature, and which would be called active learning. They will not simply learn, they get active learning. Active learning helps the children to speed up the learning process. And what children should learn? The children should be what to be taught or what to be learned. The way the nature teaches us, the law of nature. How the equation, how the people interact, interdependency on nature. That's all about this. And I think the schools examination act as an agent to speed up the learning process and help somebody and giving you a certificate that yes, you have learned it. You have learned it. So it's a facilitation. It's a people facilitate learning. Mm-hmm. Whether it's a teacher, whether it's a mentor, whoever you say, if the process is a hand-holding process, holding a hand of a child and make them facilitate that how we can speed up the learning process. Because naturally, the learning process will take time, which we cannot afford to. In this situation, in the fast changing world, we cannot afford to wait and learn at the speed of the nature. So we set up school, we send the children to school, we conduct examination, we have the training, all the things to modify the teaching learning process. So that's I all will be telling you what to be taught, the law of nature.
The law. And active learning.
Active learning. Yeah, we are all in active learning.
I know from a previous conversation, you are very interested with traditional knowledge as well, which I think is so important as well. And I live in South America and we see it every day. Yeah. How can we balance traditional knowledge and wisdom and techniques and technology with nowadays education?
Wonderful question for you. See, I mean, the teaching learning process will evolve with time. No doubt about it. Mm-hmm. If you look at 100 years back or 50 years back, what was the teaching learning process? This has changed drastically. Look at 2019. 90% people never thought that learning can be possible in a school over remote learning. Online learning. In a school, online learning. School, the teaching, activity-based. College, university, distant education, online learning is possible. We have never thought it before the pandemic hit us. Correct. So the learning going to be evolved time to time. Even a lot of countries, the school have not reopened yet. When the school would reopen, hopefully soon, the teaching learning will take a new shape. It's a new, completely metamorphose. So, correct. Traditional teaching learning create the base of teaching learning. If you have asked the mathematics table of multiplication, you need to by heart. You need to remember. No magic, no artificial intelligence can help you. That's a traditional learning. In the olden days, the children used to go to religious center, spiritual center to learn the religious scriptures from the head of religious head. From that onward, the modern day boarding school concept came. Spending in the house of the head of religion, or in the church, or in the temple. That's how the shift has started. So the traditional learning still hold the key of teaching learning. And the teacher act as the head. Still, though the process is from the same platform, still the teacher stand little higher than the student, because we always still believe the knowledge flows down, though it should be ideally parallel. Both ways it should be done. That's a modern concept. That's a present day concept. But the olden days concept, the knowledge flows from the higher to lower, and the teacher has been placed in a higher platform. So now this is the balance here. We ensured that teacher is not an instructor. Teacher is a facilitator who facilitates learning. So that's how they work from the similar platform. That's the transition from the traditional knowledge and the traditional concept to present day modern concept. Second, the traditionally people used to learn in a school and college 5, 6, 7 subjects. In a modern day, we started working on integrated curriculum. We're working on project-based learning, which has again modified to phenomenon-based learning because we feel in a real world life, in the real life situation, problem does not come as a maths, problem does not come as a physics, chemistry, history, geography. Problem come as a whole. Like coronavirus, COVID-19 pandemic came not as a virus. It came as a whole problem. So if you need to combat the COVID-19, you need to have the knowledge of science, you need to have the knowledge of geography, you need to have the knowledge of chemistry, you need to have the knowledge of maths. So the new concept of education is phenomenon-based learning. The subject cannot be taught in isolation. It would be a combined effect. So these are some of the transition of the traditional knowledge to modern day knowledge. I hope I have answered your question.
Thank you. What about leadership? Is leadership to be the same?
Well, see, in the few years back, leadership used to be viewed as managers. Leaders school leaders used to manage the school. But as the time is changing, the role of a teacher, role of a leader is changing. 20 years back, a school principal used to call as a head teacher. I recall very well in England, they used to call us head teacher, head of a teacher. Then the modification came headmaster, head of a masters. Then it became a principal. Now they call executive principal. Then very recently, principals of a high-end school are known as CEO. Why? Olden days, the head teacher role was to impart academics, to manage the teachers, to see the school run smoothly. But today, the complex world push the same headmaster, same teacher into marketing, branding of school, teachers training, finance, new pedagogy, children discipline, monitoring children, looking at the CCTV camera. School is no more an institution for teaching learning. School has become a corporate sector. Okay. As a result of this thing, the teacher cannot be only supervising, head teacher and the leader cannot only supervise the academic learning. The head teacher, the leader role is multifarious now. So it's an adaptive management. When there is a change in the system, the manager cannot function. You need to be a leader. You need to find out the new solution. You try to look at the new avenues to improve situation, not a status quo situation. So there is a great deal of change in the role of leaders. Leaders are not only facilitator or the managers. They are new inventor. They are academician. They are problem solver. They are managers. They invent things. They become a chief executive officer. So there is a metamorphosis. A head teacher metamorphosed into chief executive officer. So there is a vast difference of the role and responsibility of leadership in the new generation education.
Mm. And in this new situation and dynamic, what would you recommend? What is your message to teachers and parents?
Well, my message to
2021.
teachers, my message to teachers would be ensure that you create an environment conducive to learning. If you say again and again, have you understood? Have you understood? Do you know? Children would learn. Which is very important, is to create a conducive environment, hospitable to learn. So the role of a teacher to create an environment. Once the environment is created, the teacher should act as a facilitator and ask, inquire, and then it comes. The children should be eager to ask, eager to know, and construct the knowledge in the classroom. They'll be able to construct the knowledge in the classroom. For the parents need to leave the children to grow with their own development. Nothing to hurry up. Nothing to hurry. You do not think that we hurried so many years. One small molecule, one small COVID-19 has delayed the train. For a whole 1 year, children did not go to the school. Parents cannot complain to anybody. Parents would have complained to teachers, principal, school, why school is open, why school is closed, why you are not conducting exam. Parents would have been destroying everything, but now we can't do anything. It's a law of nature. So I would urge all the parents to be patient. Let the children bloom in goodness. My message would be, let the children bloom in goodness. That would be the message.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much. And
it was
I'm sorry
wonderful.
the interview is so short because you have so much background, but we definitely keep in touch.
Sure, we'll be meeting, we'll be discussing in a very different occasion. It was a pleasure to be a part of your team. I hope I'll be able to contribute. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The goal of the marathon was that to be able to link everybody, to listen and see everywhere around the world. Something is happening definitely. And it's about blooming. The children, but us too, the society, everybody. We are
blooming in goodness, blooming in goodness.
Metamorphosis.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We keep in touch.
Yeah, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Take care.